Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shift Now for December 22nd, 2022 to December 24th, maybe even 25th. Let's see how far we go. If you are just joining in, I invite you to please post in the chat. Let me know that you are here. Welcome. I'm excited to be here with all of you. Excited to connect. I'm curious about how you've been experiencing the month of December. We are coming to a close. We've got Christmas on, I don't even know what day that is, on Sunday. We've got New Year's following week. I mean, we are almost done 2022. And so I'm curious about how you've been experiencing, what you've been noticing. It's been a 9 energy month. And so there's been a lot of letting go. There's been a lot of revealing of truth. Good morning, everyone. It is a blue day. Absolutely. And so, yeah, how have you been experiencing the 9? What have you been creating? What have you been allowing to fall away? It's been such an interesting month. And I know that I've been hearing in the community, others have been saying, this month has been kicking me in the ass. I've been clearing out the closet. Yeah, like Shelly, I've been clearing out the closet, clearing out the bookshelf, letting go of what no longer serves. I've been purging, also been purging through my own body. My body's been moving through some shifts where there's been some detox. There's been some aches and pains that have been rising up, not because there's a problem, but simply because it's just a shifting, a releasing within the own body, within my own form. And all is well, right? Yeah. And so I'm curious about what's been happening for you. If you feel like sharing, please go ahead and share. So we've moved into today's date being 12/22/2022. And is that significant? Maybe. And I feel that it is because of the vision that came through, right? Good morning, Janine. So we're in the energy of 4, 9 of hearts. Now, 4 is all about connection. It's about union. It's about commitment. It's about freedom and stability. It's about flow. We've got the 9 of hearts, which is a karmic cousin with the 7 of diamonds, which means that I love myself with this underlying value piece that's playing. And so this plays hand in hand with the vision that I had. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's 6 2s. That's today's date. And so the vision that I had was of this one, the one, me, I, you, the person that was standing there in a circle and surrounded by all of these 2s. The 2 being all of these mirrors of your enoughness, of your value, of how you love yourself and your worthiness. So we begin today's energy in, am I depreciating myself? Unconsciously or consciously, right? Whether that's in my thoughts or how I am behaving with one another, how others are mirroring back to me, right? Because when I am now in front of all of these 2s that are around me, all of these energies, all of these people, every single one of them gets to play a mirror of how I express myself, how I love myself, how I value myself or not. And so this is the energy today. We will be experiencing these things so that we can have this revealing of the truth of how I love and value, what I love and value within myself and in my own life, right? And so there's this surrendering. There's an invitation to surrender into the wholeness of who you are, into your own magnificence, into your own divine perfection in order to move forward. But now we're playing with these mirrors, and these mirrors are going to allow for us to see, because without our mirrors, we cannot see ourselves. We cannot see a true reflection of where our thoughts are going, right? Of where our feelings are, of where our thinking is. And so I was thinking about this, right? And I was thinking about how this played in my life. And as a child, and I'm going to imagine that many of us have had these experiences, I was bullied, right? And so I was bullied in around grade 7, grade 8, both years, definitely, up until about 15, right? And I was a heavier child. I had really thick Coke bottle glasses. Was riddled with acne, and not just acne, but really angry acne, like angry. And it was all on my forehead. And so I was given the name, Appalachians and Rocky Mountains, right? And I would spend the day either being chased or being, made fun of, surrounded in circle where people would, make fun of me. And this is my own memory. This is how I interpreted it, right? And of course, this was tied to my own value. How I was interpreting it was I was not being valued for being me. I was not being valued. My body was being valued or devalued. My skin was being devalued. My sight was being devalued and made fun of. It just wasn't good enough. And so carry this forward to my 20s. In my 20s, by that time I had contacts. I, in one summer, went from a size 15 down to a 0 within 2 months. I started working out. I started eating well. I started doing all of these things. And so I changed my physical form so that I could be what they wanted me to be, so that I could be valued, so that I could be appreciated, so that I could be, the pretty girl or whatever, was trendy at the time. And the thing is that the bullying didn't leave, because now I move into corporate. Now I'm being sexually harassed. Now I'm being bullied for being too pretty, for being too womanly, for being too smart, too intelligent, too this, too that. And all of that at its core was that I was looking for my value outside of me. I was expecting them to mirror it to me, to tell me how I was supposed to be validated, to tell me how I was supposed to be loved, to tell me how I was supposed to look. During that time at that corporate place, I was a 12 when the average was a 6. And of course, the highest was a 10. And so I took that as, oh my God, I must be all of that. And yet inside, I wasn't. Inside, I was hurting. Inside, I did not see my value. Now, in relationship, it was mirrored because now I was going after the men that were, the MMA fighter that was on the fitness magazines. I was now going after the 6'6" guy that was, a smooth talker and so cute and so intelligent. I was now also going for the cute little guy that was so intelligent and had a lot of money and had business savvy. And so I was now going after people based on their own value, what I valued at the time, which was a body, which was a physique, which was status, whatever was trending at the time, which was intelligence, the brain, not even the spiritual awareness. And I was going after the money, not because I wanted the money, but because I wanted someone that knew how to take care of themselves. And at the same time, I did not give the time of day to the nice guy, to the kind guy, to the guy that just wanted to be my friend or just wanted to love me for me, because I could not see it. I could not see my value. It was distorted. I could not see my love. It was distorted because I was busy looking through this fishbowl, through the outside, to have that try to give me meaning on the inside. Does that make sense? And so I'm going to imagine that this is taking you down memory lane. How did you experience your relationship to your body, to your physical features, to what you can do or cannot, to where you are in your business, to your corporate job, to how you relate with your family? All of these things, because there are these little threads that are wanting to be cut away. And all they have to do is be noticed. This is the pattern. When you notice the pattern, you can shift it, right? And so I don't know if you can feel the energy that's moving. I'm starting to sweat because it's starting to loosen up. It's starting to be revealed. It's starting to go. And so as it's rising up, as it's going, we now get to focus forward. As this comes into awareness, this can fall into entropy. These things can just fall away as we now decide, as we now play with the question, okay, what does value mean for me? What does worthiness feel or mean for me? What does enoughness mean for me? How do I define that? And if I were to imagine being treated in that way, treated from that place of value and worthiness and enoughness, what would that kind of look like? What would that feel like? And then the key, am I doing that for myself? Because if I'm not doing it for myself, I'm not giving space for others to do that for me. And even if they tried, I wouldn't be able to see it because there's a distorted lens. And so will you play with that today so that you can create? There's already flow moving through our body as the energy is now being released. Are you willing to play with that idea? Right, Sharon? Yes, it's so important to value ourselves because value is tied to wealth. Value is tied to the money that you get to experience in the world, or the tools of money, right? The tools, whether that's going to be credit or debit or crypto or investments or cash or dimes or coins or whatever those things are, right? E-transfers, it's reflected in that. And it's reflected in the receiving and the giving of it. And so as you are playing with this, we're leaving the past behind. We're coming into the mastery by allowing ourselves to come into the awareness of what is value, what is enoughness, what is worthiness. Am I doing that for myself to create the space so that I can actually receive that from others so I can see it? And now we move into tomorrow's energy, which is 12/23, 2022. We're now moving into a 5 energy where there's a choice point. Which path am I going to choose? Because we've got the 5 8 of hearts. And so the 8 of hearts is this opportunity to build power and momentum and forward movement in how you love and value yourself and how you respond to others, how you act on behalf of it. There is this energy of I am doing what it is that I want, that feels right for me, that is valuable for me. I am moving that out into the world and no one can tell me what to do, is the energy. Right? I am taking back my power. And I'm doing it from this energy of evoking peace and harmony and beauty in my world at the same time, right? It's not from this place of I need to be right, but it is from a place of I am so devoted to myself. I am so devoted to my own growth, to my own love, to my own value that I'm willing to act on behalf of it. I'm willing to speak on behalf of it. I will speak up for me, because that is the most loving thing to do. It is most loving for me to let go of this relationship. It is most loving for me to let go of this relationship for me and for them. It is most loving for me to be a steward of my money, right? And so there's this building of power and devotion so that you can come into this, the best way. Sometimes we can have these ups and downs, right? When we start to go on this journey, we have the ups of, oh man, I've got so much money, I've got so many clients coming in, I love it, I love it, I love it, it's amazing. I've got, my accounts are starting to build and I'm paying off on my debts and it's amazing. And then you got the low lows where this starts to flow out and you've got, maybe a couple $1,000s in the bank and you start to hit that low and you start to freak out. Oh my God, where's my next client? When am I going to get this thing? Where am I, what do I need to do? And you start to feel the fretting energy where you're starting to feel as though you're flowing too much out. And so this energy of the 8 of hearts is wanting to bring that, wanting to collapse that so that you can come into this place of such defined power within you, of your own essence, of your own frequency, of your own love and devotion to self, that regardless of what is happening in the world, you are steady, you are strong, you are, I don't want to say unmovable. And yet in that you are, right? You are this, it's like you are gliding through life because you are not giving meaning to the things outside of you. You are not giving meaning to, oh, my bank account is down to $2,000. There's no meaning there. It's just the outflow. It's just the breath, the exhale, right? Or when all of this money is coming in, there's no high of this over excitement where you are, again, like you're moving into this place where it's so giddy and so exciting and so enjoyable that you can't help but have that low when you hit the 2000, right? Or 500, whatever that amount is for you. And so it's this steadiness. It's okay to be excited, but not to be so excited. And it's okay to be disappointed, but not so disappointed. It's always coming back to meet in the middle, to remember your own power, to remember you are a creator. You are the creator of your own experiences. You are here to continue to move forward, right? And so you can assess what's happening in your world and you continue to take your inspired action. You and continue to feel into the love, devotion, and the value that you have for yourself that you have just claimed today and step forward and into it, right? Because this energy, the key for today, for Friday, is to act on behalf of your own desires, to act on behalf of your own life. This is your life. And so whatever it is that you're wanting to experience, whatever it is that you're wanting to create, it's standing by that. Like there's these lyrics in these songs. I keep on hearing, like, stand by your man. No, stand by you first. Stand by you first, then act on behalf of others. Fill you first, then act on behalf of others, especially as we come to Christmas, right? Many of us are giving and giving and giving and giving. And by the time it comes to the day of receiving the gifts or receiving the things, you're so tired, you can't even, right? And so this energy on Friday is this willingness to fill your cup first energetically, then go on, right? There's also this interesting thing that's happening with time. I'm not sure if you guys are experiencing the same thing. Time is feeling a little wonky, right? Every single day this week, I thought it was Friday, and it's not. Even today is Thursday, right? And so there's this wonkiness where time is going slow and yet we've jumped ahead in it. And so there's this invitation to just be here now in the moment. What's my next step? What's my next action? What's being inspired from me? And other things will get done. There's no need to rush. Come back to self, come back to source, come back to your essence, right? Then we move into Saturday, Christmas Eve. Now there's this karmic influence. And so it's interesting. Like, and I say it's interesting because December 24th is my day. Like, that's when our family gets together. And so we have this amazing dinner. Most of the time we have all of our family jumping into my house. My house isn't like, it's like 2,500 square feet. So it's pretty large, but we cram in over 70 family members and we all get together and we feast and we have fun and we play games and we do the things. And at midnight we surround the tree where my mom plays Santa Claus and she just gives out all of the presents where all of the little kids are sitting in front of her and they're just receiving, right? And it's beautiful, but I hated it. I loved it for everyone and not for myself. And it was because there was this interesting energy of, I'm going to be disappointed about what I receive. People aren't going to get me the things that I want. And they would tell me all the time, I don't know what to get you, Arlene. You have everything. I don't want to. And so there would be this disappointment that would happen for years, right? Where I would place value on the gift itself. I would place this idea that, man, if you knew me, you would get me the perfect present. You would know exactly what to get me because you know me, because you can see me. And so the very fact that I would receive a gift and be scared of it and open it to see that they couldn't see me was this idea that I could not see myself. I did not know myself. And so that shifted. The same thing would happen on birthdays for me, right? Value was placed in this gift as opposed to the receiving of this beautiful thought. But because I was so intuitive, I could read their minds and I could feel into what would be the perfect gift for them. And so that's how I buy gifts. I know what to get them. I can feel it. I can listen. I know. I do the things, and they just didn't. And that's okay. And so this is the energy on Christmas Eve, there's this karmic influence, right? Of what you see is simply what you see. You're the meaning maker. And so what are you giving meaning to? It was a false premise that the gift meant that they could see me, like in through me, into my heart. False premise. It was a false premise that value was related to the gift, that the more expensive a gift is, the more value I have. It was a false premise that that to have more gifts equated more love or more value. Anyone relating? Or is it just me? And so all of these ideas are wanting to just break away because they're all false premises. There are all of these connections that we have given our thought and our emotions to that can break free that day. And your key is to leap into love. Your key is to leap back into the exchange of energy, the devotion to self, the love that you have for you, to trust you, to trust the love that you have within you, to trust the divine, to trust that those that are thinking about you, right? It's simply like, it's just a thought. Those that can think about you, those that love and adore you, don't necessarily have to exchange it with a physical thing. That a thought can just move and ripple out and can be received and can be a gift, right? Yeah. And so, Jocelyn, Xmas and birthdays, when you feel into that and the not liking of that, is that tied to your value? Just feel that and just notice, right? And take a breath, because I can feel some energy that's wanting to move. What are you giving the gifts meaning? Like, what is the meaning that you're giving to the gifts? Or time, right? Because this is navigating how we are relating in relationship to our family, to our friends, to those around the world, all of those things. But here again, it's mirroring your own value and your own love for yourself. And it's always going to begin with you. You first, then others. You first. And you are giving meaning to you. I'm inviting you to give meaning to you, to what's within you, to the love and the value that you have for you. It begins there. It always has. We just didn't know it. And so as you come into this, right? I felt I was never seen for who I am. Long journey, finding self again. Absolutely. And that's the journey. That's the journey for absolutely everyone, to see themselves. Because from the moment we are born, we are seeing others and we are interpreting them as us. Up until the age of 7, we think we are our parents, right? And up until the 6 or 7, we think we're our parents. And in the moment we figure out we're not, we start to devote to understanding who we are through our own friendships, through our own relationships, right? So, yeah. Curious. I'm curious as to what is rising up for you. Let's think. Okay, so Sunday is December 25th. So now we move into 7, 6 hearts. 7 is another leap. So it's going to be a mirroring of December 24th. So as you move into Sunday, the mirroring is now you are reflecting love. as you are reflecting love out to those in your own family, whatever is reflected back is to be taken as just information, not to be taken as it's noticing the meaning that you give in relation to the family members that are coming into your own experience or the ones that are not, right? There's this idea, as I'm feeling into the energy for Sunday, it's there's this expectation. I'm feeling like, oh man, it's Christmas Day. I better hear from this person. I better hear from that person. I better get a text, or I better get this. And so it's the same kind of energy as the 24th, just being mirrored back, where you are the expression now. You are the expression of love. It is now coming from you and it's being mirrored back to you. And there's this energy of, okay, are you receiving? Can you trust what you receive? Can you trust that you're receiving from source first, from the divine first, energetically first, and then allow for whatever else comes, whether that's material or not, right? There's this there's this interesting distrust energy that I'm feeling. And it could be tied to this energetic, to the value of gifts and the meaning that we've given gifts, right? And so as you continue to receive gifts, things, material things on the 25th, there's this invitation to allow yourself to, one, pay attention to your own nervous system, to be willing and open to receive from life, from the divine first, from energy first, and to I'm almost feeling it like in this, it's like, take deep breaths, breathe, take moments to be with yourself, take moments to breathe, take moments to just love thyself, and then allow yourself to receive the present, but know that you are the gift. You are the present. You are the gift, right? And so, yeah, it's also this beautiful energy to spend with your family, to play, to commune, to connect, to unite, to feast, whatever it is, whatever your traditions are, to connect with others online if you're unable to connect, in person. There's this energy, there's this invitation to put yourself out there, right? To be your full expression, to be that love and that value out with others. It's to be the shift of value. Yeah, beautiful. All right. So, how are we all doing? How are we all feeling? I'm curious. What is rising up? What questions do you have? Let's pull some cards and see what's supporting. Yes, you are the gift. Open yourself up to receive love, to receive the gifts that are around you. Because if you are a gift, if you are this divine being, and so is everyone else, right? Yay. I love that. Excited for the next few days. Yes. To be present in the moment. Love that. Yeah, you're welcome. So, what questions do you have? What plans do you have? Do you feel that? Yeah, beautiful. You are the gift, Joanne. Beautiful. Mesa, I would love cards supporting recent releasing of stagnant relationship that wasn't serving me, and the opportunity and possibility that opens from that space. Okay. Great question. I feel like this came up for you on Monday, Jack of Spades, which was your result. I'm just kind of tuning back. I feel like the Jack of Spades was your result on Monday. and there was an invitation for you. I think it was 3 of diamonds, Jack of spades. And so you've received your initiation. Like, you are now invited to continue to move forward as things. So as I'm feeling this, as you've released this relationship and it's starting to fall away, there are still some pieces, some enmeshment pieces that are wanting to fall away, things where you may still be connected in the business or connected within the family. Like, other things are starting to disentangle. And so you are being invited to continue to move forward in what it is that you're wanting, what it is that you're wanting to experience. It really feels like you stepped up, you stepped into your value, how you value yourself. And in doing so, you cut the cord, per se. And so in that, keep on going, let the enmeshment, let the ties fall away, allow this relationship to be seen. There's some awarenesses, there's some things that will come to light for you to see even more. A deeper sense of truth, maybe where you weren't seeing yourself, will be seen. Where you may not have been seeing, I'm feeling as though this person is a female, so where you may not have been seeing her or him fully, will come to be seen in a new light. And just keep going, being in the frequency of that peace, that harmony, that connection, or that love that you're wanting to experience. Yeah, because the result is there is this falling away. So there is a falling away of these patterns of the way you perceive the relationship, in how you related in relationship, or how the dynamic itself. There's a falling away of codependence as well. And so in that, from this higher perspective, things fall through in this release, like within the body. So a detoxing in the body, a release of emotions that may be held in the body will also be released. And then you'll start to see things in your physical world as things start to fall into place. I hope that makes sense. So there are definitely possibilities. Things are still falling into place, but things will start to present themselves as new opportunities, new possibilities. Stay strong, stay in your energy, stay in the frequency of what it is that you want. Keep going. Well done. Celebrating you. All right. Okay. Francine, I would love a card. Awesome. Yeah, I thought you posted. So I see that, Francine, you're experiencing an energy and messages that you have not been prepared for. Yeah, it feels as though, so the 9 of Hearts, I love the 9 of Hearts because it's also this wish fulfillment energy. And so things that you have been desiring are starting to fall into place for you. There is, I feel like you've been calling in a deeper sense of love for you. You've been wanting to have that mirrored back to you. And you've been also practicing your own expression. And when I say your own expression, you've been noticing things where you may have been codependent in relationships, or been holding on to relationships in such a way that it's almost like sometimes we hold on to memories of our loved ones because we feel that if we let go of the memory itself, we lose the person. And so I feel like there used to be this, I need to hold on to this memory. The memory's fading. I don't want it to go. I want to keep it. And so I'm going to keep these tokens in place in order to trigger my memory, to keep that here. And you're realizing in all of this that I can let go of the memories. The memories are always accessible. The memories are always going to be available. And I don't even need the memories because I'm always connected to this person. I'm actually receiving messages that allow for me to know my own connection. I'm actually being invited into a deeper connection. Yeah. And so there's this fulfillment while you've been letting go that's been transpiring for you, which I love, right? And so I feel like you're now raising your own value. The result of that is you're up leveling how much you value the divine, how much you value your own intuitive gifts that are coming in. I feel like you're experiencing synchronicities. It feels like there might be some wildlife that come and play with you, or birds, or you see birds or pictures. And so you're starting to value life itself in such a way that you can see that life is wanting to play. I hope that that resonates for you. It feels very magical, really. So, all right, Janine. My holiday plans are in constant flux, and I'm just riding the wave. I get this energy of you're riding the wave, but are you really? Because there's this, I can see a part of you where like you're 4 and you're having a little bit of a tantrum and you're like stomping your feet and you're doing your arms like this and you're like, I want what I want. But there's a part of you not wanting it, or not wanting to let yourself have it because you're afraid of being disappointed. Yeah. And so 8 of Diamonds. You're the chooser of your experience. And so the 8 of Diamonds is inviting you to truly be in flow, to truly be in flow with your material experience, but at the same time to be the director of that flow, to be the chooser, to say, this is what I want, to be the expression. I feel like you've been playing with your own inherent value within yourself and your own expression, you're a 2 of Clubs, your own expression, and wanting to express that out to others. It feels like you've had these relationships that have fallen away that have, they're very different this year during the holiday. And so this is part of what you're navigating. And because this is part of what you're navigating, there's a part of you that doesn't want to express what you want because you're afraid you'll either be let down, you'll be turned down, you'll be disappointed, and all of those things. And the 8 of Diamonds is like, in order to have the flow, you got to express. And so will you express it anyway? And then allow yourself to receive the flow of it, to allow yourself to have the physical experience of it. And at the same time, to be okay with no, to be okay with it not happening the way that you want it to happen, right? I can almost hear there's almost this sense of false positivity, like, oh, it's okay because the divine will flow the way that it's meant to flow. Absolutely. Yes, that is true. And you are the creator. You are here to create. And so are you willing to create your experience? And I can say this to you because you've mind shifted. You are the creator of your experience. And so as a creator of your experience, and when you think about your holiday plans and you think about the divine timing of it, have you decided it? Have you chosen it? Are you in the acceptance of it? I know that you have an awareness, you want to have an experience, but have you actually moved through the journey so that you can have what it is that you want? And are you willing to allow yourself to be surprised with it? Right? Yeah. And so in choosing, you're actually stepping into your own value. You're stepping up for your value. You're speaking up for your own value. So the 5 of Diamonds it is an up level. It's also being in this chooser. It's it's like, okay, well, this Christmas experience or this holiday experience is not fun because it's so full of drama. And so I'm going to let that go. And this experience over here is, oh, it's going to be full of family and connection and love. And I feel like they truly see me. And so, yeah, I want to choose this experience. You're the chooser of it. And you are acting on behalf of you. And so it's, I decide, I decide, I decide, I decide, I choose. Right? Love it. Okay. Sharon, so much rising up at the moment, struggling with a direct question. You pull a card regarding where I'm sitting in my journey of self-love and discovery of my essence. Okay, energy's moving. Excuse me. I feel like there's a bit of confusion for you. And the confusion is, it's almost like squirrel. Squirrel, and you just look over this way, and then squirrel, and you look this way. And so you're almost, there's like a, what is it with this squirrel? There's a fear of missing out energy that's surrounding you, or that you yourself are holding. And so there are things, one, self-love. You are wanting self-love, you're wanting devotion, you're wanting to really feel into your essence, but you easily get distracted from that. Yeah. So, King of Diamonds. To be master of your own physical 3D experience, you must know where you are wanting to go, and to not allow life to choose for you. And so there's this navigation. And so I'm just going to use a simple example, right? Just because we see it in this community, as we have all of these beautiful events, experiences, all of these things. And so we want to go to all of them. They're fun and they're engaging, and we get to learn, we get to experience, we get to be in community with one another. And sometimes we just go to the next one, and then we go to the next, and we go here and we go there, and it's great. And the King of Diamonds is like, you live in a world that is your oyster. Like, this is your domain, this is your place, and you get to choose, but you choose based on how you feel, right? Do you actually want to be there? Is it loving for you to be there? Do you actually value going there? Are you tired? How's your body feeling? Are you loving yourself in going to this experience, right? And so to come back to self, you first, and then go, and then decide. And that's the piece, right? To feel into your essence. I feel like we were talking about this last week or a couple of weeks ago, where there was this, we all go into Q and we meditate together, or we do Q together. And sometimes even before it's almost done, I'm like, my hand is like inching to grab my phone to get to the next thing, rather than staying in the essence and allowing that essence to continue to move forward with me through the day. Right. And so there's this, take you with you wherever you go. Self-love is feeling the energy of love within your own body. The discovery of your essence has been discovered. It's the willingness to just feel into it and allow it to move with you with love. Right. And so in this navigating your 3D experience, right, your material world, like, you'll realize that there is no FOMO, there is no missing out, you'll have all of the things that you want, all of the things that you're wanting to experience with love in your essence, right? And so I hope that resonates for you. Beautiful. All right, Maria. I would love a card if you still have time. Yes, I do. Resistance to going to work around value. Resistance to going to work, as in getting a job. Is that What do you mean? I'm reading Janine's response. Thank you. I'm so busted. Yeah. All right. Resistance to going to work around value and ego conflict. Well, value's not in the job you do, value's in you, right? And sometimes we can misplace our value into the things. I have a day job, just 2 days subbing. Okay. So same energy. I feel like there's this tantrum energy. Like, I don't want to go to work. This younger self. So again, King of Diamonds. To be mastery of your own 3D world, we must come into the value of who we are first and act on behalf of that value. And so are you valuing the service that you are bringing to the children in the subbing, or to whoever it is that you're subbing for? Do you feel your value, and are you valuing what it is that you're bringing to this? I'm actually, what do you want, right? Right. And so are you letting the conditions stop you? So what do you want? What do you want to experience? Do you want this job? Do you actually feel like do you value this experience subbing? And if you value this experience subbing, then are you going to let the minus 23 degrees Celsius and snow stop you from being this expression of value? Right? Because you're the chooser. And so come back. What do you want? Do you value it? And are you willing to act on behalf of that? Right? It doesn't have to be so complicated. We could just bring it back to we can simplify it so that we can create more stability in your life, stability within yourself. Value isn't out there. Value isn't in your work. Value isn't with the kids. You get to experience connection with the children. You get to mirror value back, but that value is always going to be from you first. And so come back to you. What do you want? Do you value it? And are you willing to allow yourself to do it regardless of the conditions? And of course, safety first, right? If there's a snowstorm, then stay safe. But it begins with you. Create the flow within your own body and decide for you. All right. I'd love a card, how to move through disappointment a little bit more, how to support me so I can support others. 6 of Hearts. Okay. So to move through disappointment is to simply allow the disappointment to move through the body. So I can feel the disappointment in your body, like it's in your abdomen and it's moving up. It's already moving up because we just called it out. We called out the disappointment, not to get rid of it, but just to acknowledge it within the body. And so in the acknowledgement, it starts to move, and you can probably feel it moving now. And in the facing it, in the feeling it, right, we are now facing the disappointment. And the disappointment now is just moving. You could probably feel it in the throat. You might want to cough. You can probably even feel your lymph nodes are just starting to loosen as it starts to move up through the throat, out the ear. And this is how we move through it. We allow it to move. And so the Six of Hearts is saying, okay, as you're navigating this experience, it's noticing how you are giving meaning to your physical experience, to how you're connecting with others, to those in your life, and where you may be creating codependent relationships with others by not feeding yourself first. Support you first, then support others. But in this question itself, there's this, I can almost feel like you're wanting to get out to be in service to others first before you move through this. And you can do both simultaneously. But in this, it's care for you first, allow this to move, allow this disappointment to move. It's like these waves, it's energy just moves in waves. And so as you let it move, you create the space, breathe back into you, fill that space with love, with wealth, with value, whatever it is that you want. And that's you supporting you by taking the time, the opportunity to just notice the things. Yeah. And then noticing where the mind wants to give meaning to things. I almost feel like your mind catches these stories and gives it meaning. And then it starts having conversation with itself. It's like I used to have a poor communicative relationship with my father. And so my father all he would have to do is just walk through the room. And my 13-year-old self would be already blabbing and yelling at him and having an argument with him based on something that happened when I was 13. And he didn't even have to do anything, but my mind unconsciously went into the past, into a past experience, and it was just yelling. And so just noticing where you are. So an invitation to be present in the moment, feeling the love that you have flowing through you so that you can catch where your mind is trying to control your own experience. And so there will be a release. When you come into this awareness, you'll notice the patterns that you create in where your ego, your personality is trying to take you back into the past and trying to control your physical experience. And so you'll notice these patterns so you can start to let go of control, which is support for you. Yeah. Awesome. I love that, Mesa. Okay. I would love a card regarding where I can lean into for supportive energy. I feel like you know what you want in regards to supportive energy. But I also feel like you're letting something get in your way. And that getting in the way could be money. So, yeah. 2 clubs. So you're being invited to really take a look at how you express yourself, whether that's in the world, in community, with your friends, with your lover, with your in your groups, with your clients, all of those things, to pay attention to how it is that you are expressing yourself. And are you expressing yourself from the truest value, from your own value? And where you may be playing and teetering in this playing in a little bit of the drama, right? And noticing where you might be playing a little bit of that in order to receive the support. Sometimes we can do we have these little nuances that we have. One great example that we see in the movies all the time are the nuance of, the main the main character, and I don't see this now, but the main character in a love partnership where she starts to talk like a baby. Oh, baby, you can do this for me. Can't you do this for me? Or giving the puppy dog eyes. And so we do that in order to get something in return. But it creates this drama with our partner or with our community or with those things. And so the Two of Clubs is wanting you to just kind of notice where you may be out of integrity, and whatever it is that you want in that support, to just ask, I want this. I need this. This is what I want. And to allow other things to not be the condition as to why you can't have it. So the same thing with Maria. If she truly wants to go out and sub, and she loves it and she values it, is she going to let the minus 23-degree weather stop her from doing it? If she truly loves it, if you truly want to lean into supportive energy, and that happens to be a coach or a healer or this or that, are you going to let money stop you from having it? This is all at the same time tied to your own value, right? Because yeah, you're rebirthing. Ace of Spades. You're going through rebirth. You're going through a shift. And so I'm going to imagine that things are changing in your world. I'm kind of seeing there's this, there are changes that are happening in your life. You might be seeing it in your physical experience right now, but there's a lot of inner work. There's a lot of inner alchemy that's happening. And I feel like you're calling in a mirror, whether that's in community or working one-on-one, to help to support, to help to see you, to help to express that so that you can bounce that back and forth. So yeah, you're moving through. It's amazing. All right, Francine, it's so spot on. I love it. Let's see. Monica, I would love a card, but don't know what to ask for. So much busy. So allowing the flow of whatever comes up in the cards. Okay. You know what song's playing in my head, Monica? I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to do that to you guys, but Stop in the Name of Love. And you know that song. I'm dancing to it because I'm backup dancer, not the singer. But stop in the name of love. Will you take a minute? Will you give yourself a minute? Will you allow yourself to just rest, to see the fruits of your labor, to see what you've actually created? It feels like you have all of these things around you. There's just so much that's available, but in that you don't know what you want. And so in the not knowing what you want, and whether it's what you want to experience or what you want to do with your business or all of that, you have all of these choices that are so just available for you, but you won't know what to choose or what to do with it or what beautiful blend or mix you can do with it until you know what you want. Are you willing to stop, to kind of just assess, to celebrate you first, assess what's around you, and then really feel into that? What is it that I'm wanting to experience? What is it that maybe it's a new word that you have coming for 2023, but to allow yourself that moment, because you're being invited to leap into the divine. It feels like there is, it's not that there's going to be more spiritual learning, like to take it the next course or to do the next thing, but there's this depth. There's an invitation to have depth with all of the things that you've learned, like the universal laws and how the universal laws play with the numerology and how that might play with Reiki and how that might play with the crystals. Like the divine is wanting to play with you, and it's wanting to help you see or experience deeper layers of what you already know. But come back first to what you want, right? Yeah. Love that. Awesome. All right. Diana Ross, thank you. Oh, she was in your head singing. You TikTok stop in the name of love. Oh my God. Awesome. All right. Well, are there any other questions? Or is there anyone that I didn't pull a card for? I know that we're almost at noon, but this is the last time I see you before Christmas. So, last call. If there's anyone I haven't pulled a card for yet that would like a card, I'm going to invite you to post in the chat because I am not sure if I missed anyone. Thank you. I want clarity and belief to feel more solid. Big changes happening. Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense, Martha. All right. I was feeling you. Shelley. Love a message. Are you going to give me something to give you a message about? Merry Christmas, Martha. I'm waiting for Shelley to type. Okay. All right. Maybe she can't type. So let's see. Shelley. Oh, what is being invited for the remainder of December? Nice. Ooh. Jack of Diamonds. So it's being invited for you for the rest of the December. And I feel like it's going to move into 2023 for you, is to really stand strong, hold firm in your own value. You know the things. You know your own value, and are you willing to express it as you continue to move forward with your business, as you're connecting with others, as people are coming into your, I feel like people are coming into like your family, whether that's just to say Merry Christmas or to connect with you or wanting to have a conversation with you. And so the Jack of Diamonds is like, stand true, be you. Like, stay strong to your value. Don't let anyone knock at your frequency. Be the light, because you are the light. And so continue to be the light, continue to be the, like, you are just this expression. Like, everyone sees you dance on TikTok and play and go onto the mountain and do all of these things. Like, allow yourself to be in that and really feel into your value, hook that in, anchor into that as you continue to play and do the things. Yeah. And this will continue to move forward with you as you move into 2023. It's an initiation, right? It's initiation energy where you're going to start to see feedback from your physical experience with the people, and it will begin this week. And yeah, it's like, just be you, stay true to you, and allow yourself to, if you get distracted, it's almost like seeing the news. If you get distracted by it, like, bring yourself back into focus, continue to be with you. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so stay focused on what it is that you're wanting, what it is that you want to experience, your own value as you continue to play. I feel like you're doing a lot of, like, there's going to be a lot of games, or you're going to be baking with your son, or you're going to be going out and doing things. And so in all of that, like, just land in. Yeah, love it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me and for playing and for asking your questions. Have an amazing holiday. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate Happy Hanukkah or Hanukkah. Yeah. And if you have any curiosity or are curious about your own numerology and how that might be influencing you for 2023, I invite you to connect with me. Yeah. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you in the spaces. So much love. Bye for now.